I don't do Netflix, I do sustaining life in the ICU. It's the end of Sem 2. This is how you know I'm a weirdo.
Matt, I was there. They were literally chanting, Arsenal.
Wow! I'm gonna do something pretty bad and something that I would never normally do. Good morning. It's Monday morning. A very busy Monday ahead, and I don't know if I'm gonna be bothered. But I don't really have an option, do I? So, starting with PBL case open at 9 AM. Then I've got an ECG to check why my blood pressure's so high, 10:30. But I'm gonna take you with me, so don't worry. Guys, it is absolutely crazy to think that this is my final week as a first year medical student. That is mental. Time has gone so fast. Yeah, this week's case is essentially all about shock. It's about a lady who gets in a car crash, her leg gets trapped, she has a closed fracture, which means that she's probably ruptured some of her vessels, she's losing a lot of blood, so that's gonna induce shock. I just got back from the GP practice and I had an ECG done, which was actually quite interesting because that is part of this semester's casework. So the reason for that is I am trying to find out exactly what is going on with my blood pressure, why it does seem to be a little bit on the higher end. Today when we did it, it was 140/72, so my systolic is pretty much on that higher end of the spectrum. But then when they did my ECG, it turns out that that was completely normal, which was really reassuring. However, my pulse was 46, which is considered bradycardia, so that's like quite low. We are gonna chase that up. But other than that, yeah, it was a good little GP appointment. Now, it is currently 12 o'clock and in half an hour, I have got an appointment with my academic advisor just to discuss my PPD portfolio. But until then, I am just having a quick look at our poster presentation that we've built for our PEP, which is the personalized excellence pathway that we have to do in year one. And I'm actually really happy with how our poster has turned out. I decided to use Canva. I use it for my media kits, for designs, when I want to do banners and headers and stuff to animate photos, and absolutely amazing, and it has changed the game. As you can see, the layout of the poster now looks so pretty. I love the color schemes that we've added, the diagrams. I think we've done a fantastic job as a group, and I'm so proud of how this poster looks. I literally said in the group chat, I'm gonna frame this. I want it framed. The deadline for that is this Friday. That's when we need it completely finished by, but our supervisor has been really sweet and said that she will actually just take one more look at it. If we get it to her today, she'll give us some feedback for tomorrow. And so I just had a meeting with my academic advisor to discuss my PPD portfolio, and she was really happy with it. She actually said to me that I've done more than is expected. And it was also good to hear that the PPD review that we have is just an informal 15-minute conversation over Zoom. And the purpose of that is actually for people that might not have written enough in their PPD review, and it gives them an opportunity to just kind of add more information. I have also just had word from my solicitor to say that they have received the contract from the property development company. So he is gonna go and review the contract, raise any inquiries and feed them back to me. He also said he's gonna start applying for the searches, for the environmental searches like the pipe work, the sewage, and everything that is also necessary when you are buying a flat. So I'm really glad that that's getting on the way. I'm actually really tired though. I didn't have much sleep because I spent so much time revising last night. So I'm gonna do something pretty bad and something that I would never normally do. I think I'm gonna have an hour nap. I will speak to you in an hour or so when I've had a nap. I have never in my life felt like I needed a nap more than that. It's now 3:39. I now need to wake up, so I need to get a coffee. And next, in a very unproductive day in my life, it's fine, because I managed to get to my PBL session this morning, and that's more important than anything, isn't it? It's nearly 4 PM and I'm starving, so I'm gonna have my lunch now. I'm gonna start cooking. I have just actually received feedback from our EP supervisor about our poster submission, because we sent it, and she literally started the email with "Dear all." Wow, what a lovely email. I'm so happy about that, because yet again, that feels like another thing off the list. I need to focus on the positives, don't I? Monday's going well. How's yours going? Okay, so I'm not gonna be completely unproductive. So while I eat this, I am gonna do some Anki decks from my casework, specifically on the heart. Yeah, I'm just a little bit annoyed that it's 4:30, right? And yesterday I wrote out this really lovely comprehensive to-do list, and I've just not got it done in the way that I would have thought. Just gonna focus on this week's case though, because I need to get on with some like relevant work that goes towards the exam. It is 7:40 and I just thought I'd update you as to exactly what kind of work I'm actually doing. I've done just about 3 hours of building question banks based on this week's case. That first of all involved me checking the ILOs and the learning agenda questions that we formulated in this morning's PBL session and creating a list of titles based on this week's case. And that consists of acids and bases, shock, heart block, pulmonary artery pressure, and consent, which is the BSS component of this week's case. So I've put that into my calendar, and from that I'm using notes from previous years and doing extra reading around the case in order to formulate these question banks. So I'm gonna continue. I'm happy that I've done just about 3 hours revision. It's 8 PM, which means I've got swimming training with the university. I'm definitely not gonna miss that because it's super important for me to get some exercise in. So let's go. Alright, so I just got back from swimming and I'm not in a good mood. I'm just trying to peel some potatoes and I sliced my finger. I had to run to Tesco. I put this on and I literally cut the entire bit of my finger off. But in more positive news, 2 parcels did arrive for me. We've got one here. It wasn't sent to me. This is something that I actually purchased because I've become a blood pressure freak. So let's get this bad boy opened up. This really excites me. This is how you know I'm a weirdo. I've got a blood pressure monitor and this is like Christmas Day for me. Anyway, I think this is probably a good time to check how much my blood pressure has been raised from this absolute nightmare. Okay, so I've not read the instructions, but whoever does. So, let's have a go. Let's get this thing on me, shall we? I'm happy with that, whatever, let's go. I'm not very relaxed, to be honest, but we'll see what happens, see what we get. And again, yay, 134 over 72. Let's do a couple more. Okay, I'm gonna die. 13870, systolic, having an absolute shocker. And look who decided to show up from his little getaway. Little weekend trip away from me. But we are just having a little discussion about how to pronounce the name of the football club that Matthew saw this weekend. Who did you watch?
Arsenal versus
Who pronounces Arsenal? Arsenal.
Matt, how was that? They were literally chanting, Arsenal.
Everybody let me know in the comments how you pronounce the word Arsenal. Is it with an S or is it with a Z? I'm gonna do Matt's blood pressure just to see how his compares to mine. Why has that happened? That's not good. But I'm gonna have to send that back. Alright, let's go relax. Just relax. And his read.
Please say acting.
10 millimeters of mercury lower than mine. And it is 1:30 and I'm wrapping up Monday here. I have literally just edited 2 reels for my Medic Mat Instagram, which you need to follow if you're not following already, just because I've had those to do on my list. So yeah, I just spent the last hour doing that. I don't feel like I've had the most productive day, and I don't really feel great about it. I think it's just because I was exhausted and I had a nap, and it just kind of threw my day off. And you know, I've only done 3 hours work today, which is pretty poor, but you know, I'm gonna call it there, guys. I'll catch you tomorrow, Tuesday. What is going on, you guys? It is 1 p.m. on Tuesday, and this morning I've done about an hour's work just finishing off shock specific to this case, which was good. I've done just about 2.5 hours of work, and for my break, I'm literally just gonna post this blood pressure monitor back. Apparently it's free post. I also just picked up another parcel which has been sent to me, so let's get this opened up. This is by a company called Magic Mind, who have sent me some of their special drinks, which are action-packed, full of various different healthy ingredients, you know, honey, nootropics, adaptogens, matcha, and they all have very specific roles. So it gives you energy, helps you relax. Drink daily for a sharper mind, steadier energy, and less stress. I need all of those things, so sounds like me. I've just put them in here, so they're stored nicely in the fridge, so they can keep nice and cold. And for lunch, I'm having yet another meal cooked by my mum. Shepherd's pie, not the most healthiest dish, but wholesome, tasty, and filling. And whilst I have my lunch, I am gonna still be productive and just go through the question banks that I have created on Shock. Let's go. Today we are supposed to have lectures from 3 till 6. They're all presented online. I don't think that this is the most efficient use of my time. Instead, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get on with building these question banks, finishing all the question banks for this week's case. I'm gonna go ahead and do the question bank so I understand the information ahead of Friday's PBL case close. And then these lectures, I'm just gonna watch them whilst in the bath, because once I have all that knowledge from the question banks that I've created, watching the lectures will be a much more beneficial process later in the week. It is 6:45 p.m. and aren't I just being incredibly productive today? Look at that, 5.5 hours work, which is, you know, it's really good. I'm impressed with myself. I feel like I've been really focused getting through this week's casework. One thing I've really found to be helpful is when I do have queries on specific topics that I'm trying to get my head around, is I will email the lecturers and the consultants that deliver the lectures that we have. It gives them the opportunity to just say, yeah, that is correct, which is easy for them, or obviously correct me in the event that I am wrong. Yeah, I've been getting some articles from my mum because she's subscribed to this website called Up to Date. So for example, if I need information on pulmonary capillary wedge pressures, for example, on Swan-Ganz catheters, I'm getting like a full breakdown as to why you're using it, what the implications are, what the clinical significance is, what the risks are, and it's just really nicely organized. But yeah, I've actually got through loads on this case 9 in this last 2 days. I've gone through all of acids and bases, shock, heart block, pulmonary artery pressures, consent, ICU, unconsciousness. But I have just added a list of the 2 things that I need to just revisit, and I will do later this evening because I've got a few other things that I need to do first. So I've decided to come outside for a bit because I feel like I do need some fresh air and some sun after spending God knows how long just working non-stop all day. I need to clear my head a bit, and I'm also going to use this time to schedule a Instagram post on my Medic Mat Instagram, so if you're not following it, the link is going to be right there. Make sure you go check out my reels that I post on that. And it seems another parcel has arrived. What can it be? I've got a very good idea. Let's go find out. I do know what it is. Let's open it up. Wow, this is actually like Christmas Day. And you're probably wondering, like, why have I got a coffee machine when we've got a perfectly good one on the top floor of this building? Well, obviously I'm not planning on living here forever, hence why I've just planned on buying a flat. And there we have it. Coffee machine by Melita. So we're gonna go for the Bella La Crema coffee. Wow, that is unbelievable. Look at that. Spectacular. I have done over 6.5 hours work today and it is just about 10 p.m. The last hour or so I have just been going over some consent stuff, because especially when a patient's on ICU and they can't give consent, but you are able to get hold of a surrogate or a family member, like what is the rules pertaining to that and the laws. But yeah, I think that is going to be it for the evening in terms of work. I'm just gonna go and get some food now, have some dinner, and I'm just gonna get on with some emails this evening because I need to plan for going away next month. On the 12th of June, I'm traveling to St. Lucia, then going to Granada, and I need to just confirm a few different partnerships that I'm doing out there, some tours, and yeah, I'm really, really excited about that. That is basically it though for Tuesday, and I'll see you guys tomorrow on Wednesday. Good morning, it's 10 a.m. and I cannot wait to go and use my coffee machine, so let's do that. Are you gonna tell me that's not absolutely unreal? Look at that, that's like proper barista style. That is unbelievable. It's so, so good. Okay, my first ever medical job, changing my plaster, because it's probably going to be damp by now. Okay, not bad. It's healing quite nicely. And there we go, mission accomplished. I have just spent the last 2 hours or so just going through the notes that my PEP facilitator has sent me on the abstract that I sent to her. It's just literally involved me refining a few bits and pieces, because she did actually say she was really happy with the initial draft. She just said it needed to be more specific to the final poster. And obviously, because we've done so much editing on the poster, my abstract has obviously changed. But I've pretty much finished the abstract now. I've only got the conclusion to refine a little bit, and then I'll probably send it over to my mum just to look over, just because I always value another person's eyes viewing it. And also because she is a GP, she is experienced in scientific language. But at 1 p.m, there is a dissection room practical, allowing us an opportunity to go over the semester 1 anatomy. And that's gonna be really helpful for me, just because at the weekend I did prioritize 2 days just going over the semester 1 anatomy, and it will give me a really good opportunity attending this dissection room just to reinforce my knowledge and just feel confident on what I learned at the weekend. Right, I've just got to the dissecting room, so I can't film inside, of course, but I will check in with you guys after this Sem 1 anatomy revision practical. And so I have just finished the anatomy dissection room practical, and I had reservations before going in about how much benefit I would actually get from it, but actually it was so helpful speaking to the demonstrators and learning the little hacks that they have, like specifically using the axillary artery as like a landmark for identifying the different trunks of the nerves. So that was sick. Really helpful, really beneficial. And I'm starving, which is a weird thing to say after coming out of the dissection room. But I'm hungry, so I'm gonna head back to my flat. And for lunch, I've got the usual, nothing new here. I'm not even gonna tell you what that is, you already know. And whilst I eat this, I'm gonna do some Anki. Let's do case 4, because this is a big meaty one. Oh my lord. So it is 4 p.m. and I've just literally been sat here finishing off this deck on heart failure, and it's like one of 10 decks that I've created within Case 5. I do really need to get on with my abstract because I want to get that submitted within the next hour or so. So that's the next plan. Guys, I am literally fuming at myself. I can't believe it. I sat down to finish off my abstract and I just wanted to clear up the desktop because I had so many programs open, and I force quitted Microsoft Word and I realized I did not save the abstract, which I spent 2.5 hours on this morning. I am so annoyed. I literally have just spent the last 45 minutes just Googling for different softwares, different ways to try and recover. But then I realized I recorded some footage, didn't I, of me working on the abstract earlier. What I have done is I've opened it up in Photos. I've adjusted some of the sharpness and the intensity and fall off, and I have managed to see about 70% of the work that I'd done earlier. So I'm just currently in the process of writing that up. But still, it's a disaster because I did do some of the last section and that's gone. It's now 5:15 p.m. and I was hoping to get this abstract finished by like 3-4 so I could just do Anki decks all day. Anyway, let's get back to it. Okay, so it is 7 p.m. and that is annoying because I have literally just spent another hour and then 15 minutes just finalizing that abstract. So yeah, I'm just waiting for my mum to review it and just see if she has any comments before submitting it. And I also spent a little bit of time just amending the poster and just making sure that that's perfect. But I have a lot of work ahead of me this evening. It's 7 p.m. and I've done literally 2 hours, just lots and lots of Anki decks and practice questions on this week's case. Let's go. This is beer number 2. I don't know why, but I've just decided, you know what? I deserve a beer. And I also deserve my favorite meal. And yeah, this is my Wednesday night. This is what my evening entertainment consists of. I don't do Netflix. I do Sustaining Life in the ICU. And so it is nearly 2 a.m. and I've just spent the last hour trying to make some arrangements for my trip to St. Lucia next month and then Granada. So I've just been sending loads of emails for some partnerships. And yeah, I'm now absolutely knackered. So it is definitely bedtime and I will catch you tomorrow. Good afternoon, it is 12:15 on Thursday, and all morning I have literally just been working through the solicitor email that they sent to me based on the queries and the concerns that they've raised the property developer. Then I spoke with my mum just to get some clarification on what she thought about my abstract that I'd written. Also, I have been looking at different car hire options whilst I'm away in St. Lucia and Granada because I just want to get that out of the way and confirmed, because I'm traveling in a month. And when I was looking at prices, I was seeing like £800 to £1,000 to hire a car for like 10, 11 days in Granada, which is just absolutely bonkers. But I have been contacting some of the car companies out there to do some like collaborative work with them. Fortunately, a few of them have got back to me, so that is amazing news. So big positive on that. And yeah, I'm feeling good about today. I've had 2 coffees, I'm bouncing around, and I'm DJing this evening in 5 hours time. So let's try and get at least 4 hours of studying on this week's case. All right, so I've just done about 45 minutes and that has consisted of me just watching through some of the lectures from this week's case, just because I have already built all my question banks on all the science and all the physiology. We can see that the patient has an acidotic pH. Now, I love the fact that this lecturer has given us a really good workflow to follow when we're presented with a patient and their arterial blood gases. And we can see that the arterial concentration of CO2 is 28 millimeters of mercury, which is much lower than the normal range. So this patient can't have acidosis, which is respiratory, because clearly they're not holding onto that CO2. But we can clearly see that this patient does have metabolic acidosis. At this point, you've got to figure out, is there some level of respiratory compensation taking place? Well, the fact that the patient doesn't have a normal CO2, they have a really low CO2, to us indicates that they are probably in some way hyperventilating in order to expire that excess CO2 in order to, in some way, compensate So yeah, that is the workaround. Yeah, it's been quite fun watching this lecture and useful. It's 5 p.m. and I've done about 2.5 hours or so, maybe a little bit more. Just nipped to the GP practice in order to collect my ECG results, which by the way, they look pretty normal. And it's really cool to see that I actually have a heart. But yeah, I did also pick up the blood pressure monitor because they sent me a new one. So we're just gonna test how it works. Wow, 148.75. I mean, that is shocking, isn't it? I don't know what to say. And so I've literally done nothing other than update my DJ playlist for the last hour and a half because I've just been told that I need to play hip hop on a Thursday night now, which is a nightmare because I don't really like hip hop. I don't like playing it. But yeah, really unproductive last hour and a half in terms of studying. So let's go to work. Let's DJ. And after having got back from work, I did just hang out with Matt for just a couple hours, just literally just chatted to him, which was really nice. And then I had to submit my abstract. It's just like so confusing. I've literally spent 25 minutes just figuring out how to submit it and format it correctly. Anyway, I'm knackered and I've got PBL case closed tomorrow, so I'll see you then. Here he is. My guy?
How are you?
I'm alright, mate. What? Sorry, did you see that?
What?
I'm putting out my fist and you're whatever that was.
Yeah.
How was PBL?
It was okay. It's nice.
Yeah. And good morning. It is Friday, which means I've just finished my PBL case close and it's the end of SEM 2. So it is all about revision now. 8 hours a day. 8 hours. Alright, so we're gonna head back and probably grab a coffee. I'm gonna show you the coffee machine.
Oh yeah.
Shows you. Alright, let's go. You excited to try it?
It smells fantastic.
It does, doesn't it? What have you gone for? You've gone for a flat white?
Yeah, with some coffee liqueur.
Coffee liqueur?
Yeah. Shot of Baileys.
At what? 11 a.m?
Pre-revision session.
Pre-revision session. Cheers to the coffee.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good?
Yeah, I like a dark bean. It's nice and dark.
I can't believe I just forgot that I have a meeting with the Thai tourism board at 12 o'clock. It is now 10 past 12 and I haven't actually received a response from emailing them. I can only assume that when I did say to them 12 p.m. that I'm available, so I think they've interpreted that as midnight UK time. Still a very exciting call and I'm really hoping we get this sorted out because I really love Thailand and would love to shoot Thailand. And so it is 12:44 and in 15 minutes I've got a CCA revision practice session. From 3 p.m. till 5 p.m. I've got my actual consultation skills revision practical. And just before then I have some porridge, which is my breakfast because I've still not eaten. Nearly 1 o'clock. I'm just gonna watch some preparation for the Fizz Farm just so I can figure out exactly what I need to practice today.
So this is the peak flow meter.
And so I just got out of my Fizz Farm practice session, which was actually really helpful, just going over all the different components, such as taking blood pressures, hematology, and using the spirometer and the metered dose inhaler and everything else. So that was good. I feel confident about that. I'm gonna head back home now, grab some food, because I need to be back here in 45 minutes for my consultation skills. So catch you then. Leftover curry yet again, 3 days on the trot. Sounds good to me. Right, so I have 20 minutes before my CCA practice session starts, and just while I eat my lunch, I am gonna watch the practice that I did with Matt. about a week ago, just to rejig my memory. I'm feeling pretty confident with this, but it's just more about the step-by-step process that you need to follow through the cardiovascular exam and the respiratory exam. All right, 2:55. I need to go. I need to be there in 5 minutes. Consultation skills. So I'll see you there. That is the end of my consultation skills session, which also means it's the end of Sem 2 and the last time I'm going to be inside this building until my actual exam. So wow, that felt good finishing. I'm going to get back to the flat now because I've got work in about an hour. So on the bike we go. And so it is just about 6:30 and I am doing two things at once. I'm trying to sync all my music for my playlists tonight on this computer, and then I've got on this computer I'm trying to make a thumbnail for last week's video, and yeah, I've got to get to work because I'm DJing tonight again. Woo! And there you guys have it. I've just got back from work, which means that is the end of another week in my life, another vlog, and yet another video. So you guys know what to do. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. It really helps this channel. And also, if you are new here and you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you get notified every single week I post new videos. But yeah, that's the end of this week, which has been wicked. It's the end of year one, basically, so I'm super excited to get these exams over and done with and start summer off and pump out lots of exciting content on this channel and also my main channel. So, as always, guys, I will see you in the next one.